Oh, movie lovers! I know here's all a bunch of movie lovers out there in the world, and you're tuned in to watch Bob and find out what he watched this week. Tingle, tingle. Oh, bubble. That's good for you, man. Goes all the way down to your toes and back up again. Boy, that'll put hair on your toes. Alright, let's talk about the movies. I watched a movie on TCM called The Falcon Takes Over, right? George Sanders was in the first three movies, the Falcon. And then he left, and his real brother, took over for a while. I don't know how many Falcon movies there were, maybe 13, 15 of them. But this guy, George Sanders, everybody knows George Sanders, most of these. Anyway, it's a take on the Farewell, My Lovely. We all know that story too, right? Farewell, My Lovely. So yeah, George Sanders, the Falcon, tries to solve the murder of a nightclub owner. So yeah, I gave that a 6. I gave that a big 6. And what year was that? 41? I forget now. I gotta look it up. I didn't write it down. Stupid, eh? Anyway, the Falcon Takes Over. I like those Falcon movies. Most of them are okay. Most of them are 6 or 7s, right? Most of them. Not all of them. But this one was a 6. So this is one of the better ones. Like I said, most of them are 6 or 7s. No higher, nothing bigger than that. They're not on very long, maybe an hour and a bit, right? 70 minutes, something like that, right? So yeah, alright, so I watched Mr. Skeffington. Skeffington, 1944, right? Which is this one right here, right? Mr. Skeffington. Betty Davis and Claude Rains. Betty Davis marries Claude Rains for convenience. She has money, but she doesn't have money. She's just putting on a front. She lives in a big house, fancy furniture, fancy furniture, has all these fancy friends. But in reality, the money's kind of running out, right? Money's getting a little tight. So she marries Claude Rains. He's got lots of friggin' money, right? The thing is, Betty Davis doesn't really love him, but Claude Rains really loves him. I should say really loves her, right? And this place takes place for over decades, right? 1914 on. And this Betty Davis character thinks she's lovely, right? Stuff like that, beautiful. She has a daughter and sends the daughter away with Claude Rains, and she's gone for like a long time, 20 years. She never has time for her daughter, just all her friends and her boyfriends and people that visit her and parties and stuff. And yeah, it's a sad movie in a way, right? Sad movie in a way, but very good movie. I watched this one again. I gave it a 7. And then I watched this one, The Father. 2020, yes. Anthony Hopkins, Olivia Colman. This movie's very good. This guy's 80 years old. I mean, he's really 80 years old in real life, right? But I guess he plays part of an older guy. He's in his flat. His daughter comes and visits. And he seems to think that there's something going on here. What are you guys doing to me and all that, right? And the daughter's going, no, nothing, right? Then he comes out of his room one day and there's a man sitting there. And he goes, who are you? Well, that's his daughter's husband. He's going, so, yeah. And he's going, I don't know, I know you. What are you doing in my flat? Oh, man. So this continues on like this. I can't tell you the ending of it because it'll spoil the shit out of the movie for you. But if you get a chance, Ian, I'm talking to you, buddy. And Mike and the rest of you grumpy old gentlemen, if any of you watch this channel, I don't know how many of you do, but if you're watching, seek out Father, you won't be disappointed. Alright? And I gave this take a guess, I gave it a 9. A big 9. This is a wonderful movie. Right? A 9. Alright, what else did I watch? Now, I watched this movie. I've had this movie for a few years now. It's in, the stack of movies, whatever you want to pop, Apollo movies over there in the basket. I pulled it out one day this week and I went, oh, geez, I don't remember ever seeing that. So anyway, there's probably a lot of movies like that, right? Y'all know that. So I watched this movie, and I guess she's a princess or something, and he's trying to save her life and stuff, but they get transported to this other planet or Jupiter or something, and for the life of me, right? I don't know if I'm old or what or what's going on here, but I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on with this movie. This planet was getting blown up, or these machines were blowing up something, or they were blowing up something. Everything's blowing up, and I'm thinking, who's blowing everything up, right? And so I lost the whole freaking plot in this movie. I wasn't crazy over this movie at all. I mean, yeah, Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I just shake my head to myself and going, it's all nice. It looks nice. A lot of special effects, but it's loud, eh? This movie's really loud, blowing things up, and sometimes I don't know who's blowing up who. But yeah, I gave it a 5. 5, maybe. I might watch it one day and say all right or something. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't crazy over it. Then I watched this movie here, 2021. Yeah, SAS, Red Notice. Yeah, this one's all right. Stars Ruby Rose. You know Ruby Rose, right? She played, what is it, Batgirl or Batwoman? I'm pretty sure she did on TV there for a season. Yeah, she's all right. She's a good actress. And wasn't she in John Wick movie? Pretty sure she was too. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You know how the story goes. Anyway, yeah, this guy here, right, which is Sam Heath-Ann, whatever, decides to take his girlfriend / doctor to Paris on the tube, right, from England. You know, the underwater tube thing, you go to Paris? I didn't even know they existed, but I guess they do. Ian might know more about that than I do. But anyway, and the next thing you know, the tube shuts down, this train shuts down, boom, goes off. What the hell's going on? Anyway, these guys are there to blow up the oil. There's like the oil that goes from, yeah, they're terrorists. Or are they terrorists? Yeah. So, they didn't get paid for doing the job, so now they want their money, right? Yeah, it's a long story, but you gotta watch it. I know what's going on in this movie, but I really can't tell you too much about it. But yeah, there's a lot of action going on, people getting shot and shut up, and they shoot you just for the fuck of it, right? But yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a what do you call it? A very good story. If you sit there and watch and you pay attention and you listen, you know what's going on. This movie, for the old guy like myself, could figure it out. Yeah, okay, Bob understood this movie. I get it. All right, what did I give it? Oh, I gave it a 7. Hey, you got 7. You can watch this movie, no problem at all. Might watch it again next year. Who the hell knows? Yeah, tickle, eh? All right, and I watched the movie on TCM. You probably all know this movie, all you movie collectors. I got this movie someplace in, I have this movie, I should say. But I watched it on TCM. Came up on TCM, I'm sitting there, okay, I'll watch it. The Devil's Doll. Barry Lionel Barrymore, right? And Marino Sullivan, I think that's her name. I think it's her name. This is an old movie too. What's this, 30 something or 40? See, I never wrote. No, I never wrote. I never put the year down. Bob, you're slacking, man. But yeah, Lionel Barrymore. He hooks up with this other guy. This other guy dies. His wife, the other guy's wife, comes to the city with him, right? And he wants to kill these bankers that robbed him, put him in jail for 17 years, and accused him of rifling the money from the bank. So he wants payback to these guys. And in a roundabout way, he gets it. So yeah, I give it a 6. The Devil's Doll. Lionel Barrymore. Marino Sullivan. And then I watched the movie on TCM. I don't own this movie, this one I'm going to talk about next. Just because, you know, it was on. I watched it. Adventures of a Shipwrecked Girl and Her Girl Friday. Right? Yeah. What's her name? Miss Robinson Crusoe. Miss Robinson Crusoe or something like that. 1953. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. Of course, you know the story. Robinson Crusoe is a girl. She's a switched around thing. She meets another girl, a black girl, right? One of the natives. She's Friday. And then, of course, there's a guy there. A couple of guys end up showing up on the, you know, ocean, shipwrecked. And, you know, he's there. And just goes on. But this one, I watched the whole thing. I didn't stop. I watched the whole thing, beginning and end. And I found it a little bit boring, you know, a little slow, a little bit boring. Yeah, I gave it a 4. Yeah, so if I see this again coming on TV or TCM or whatever, no. So if you see it yourselves, it's a 4. If you decline, you know, if you watch it, fine. If you don't watch it, because it's on for what, an hour and a half or something. So yeah, I wasn't crazy over it. I gave it a 4 though. All right, what else did I watch? I watched, oh yeah, the final one. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, it's not the final one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, this one. Monster Ball. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry. Whoa, this one's good. Oh yeah, I was paying attention to this one. Story about Halle Berry and her son, little fat guy, right? They eat chocolate bars all the time. He can't stop eating them. Of course, I never knew where he got all the chocolate bars from, but that's another story. So they're walking along the side of the road. Her car breaks down. It's a ship box car, right? Car breaks down, and they're walking along the side of the road. Billy Bob Thornton comes driving by, and Halle Berry's sitting on the side of the road with her kid, the little fat guy. And she's trying to help him up and screaming and yelling and all this stuff. So Billy Bob Thornton drives by. He's not thinking anything of it, and she's yelling, "Stop, stop, stop!" So, you know, he does stop. He pulls up, right? She says, "A car hit him. A car drove by and hit him." I'm like, whoa. So they put him in the friggin' car, right? And they drive him to the hospital. Poor little fat kid never made it. He died. It was like, oh, man. You know, then Halle Berry, you know, he sees her in the restaurant. He takes her home and picks her up and, you know. But another movie I can't really tell you too much about because it will spoil it. Because there's something behind all this. But sometimes there's a movie, he moves in true life. Sometimes you're, what's that word? Coincidental things. Like things happen that... you know, what are you doing here? Like, you know, I'm here for some ice cream, chocolate ice cream, or a piece of pie. And it just seems kind of, but sometimes it is coincidental. So Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton kind of see each other, and he drives her home and stuff. But you got to watch the movie. You got to watch the movie. Monster Ball, 2002. What did I give it? I gave it well, it looks like I gave it an 8. There's an 8 on here. So yeah, it's a 7 or an 8. So let's say, for the hell of it, let's say it's an 8 packet, right? On Hugo. My buddy Volker Ball in watched this a couple of weeks ago, so I thought I'd dig it out and give it a little run myself. Yeah, Hugo. what's his name, Ben Kingsley, and Chloe, Grace Moretz, yeah. There's a little guy, a little boy in the train station. He's in this big clock. He's winding up all these, winding up all the clocks. Because, earlier his father died and he went to live with his uncle, and his uncle was a drunk and whatever, and he died. And so he didn't want to tell anybody his uncle died or they'd take him away. So he ended up staying inside this big clock, sleeping there and everything else, and winding up the clocks. So then he becomes friends with Grace Moretz, Chloe, right? And then she's also connected with Ben Kingsley character, the guy that has all the toys, right? All these toys, wind-up toys. And the thing is, the little kid can fix these toys. He knows how to kind of wind up toys and fix things. And so, anyway, this old guy, Ben Kingsley, right? Years ago, before this, he was a filmmaker. He made movies, like shorts, right? So yeah, nowadays nobody know, well, back in this movie time, nobody knew that, right? They didn't know who this old guy was. But they found out that, yeah, one guy came along and found out he used to make movies, like silent movies with all these special effects and stuff. And then there's a, I guess a security guard, right? He's walking around the train station, the place, right? And he's got a dog. What is a German? No, not a German Shepherd. Oh, I can see the dog now. My brother used to have a dog. But anyway, he's got a dog and he's chasing the kids. He's there for security, right? So anyway, ramble on, Bob. But the thing is, and this one's another good movie. I can watch this movie again next year, no problems at all. This is a very good movie. So, what did I give it? I gave it an 8. This is an 8 too. I enjoyed this movie tremendously. Thanks, Ian, for watching this movie a week ago or whatever, and I get to watch it again because I pulled it out and said, I'm gonna watch it. So, what else did I watch? I got everything? Or did I forget something? Oh, there goes the bells again. Bells will be ringing. Yeah, well, it was last week or last month, they put a thing in for movies for the grumpy old gentleman to watch. I think it was last month, and we watched Grand Hotel. I think. But this was in his list. This movie was one of them in the list. So I looked at it, reading it, right, and I was wondering what this was about, right? So I checked it out on, well, YouTube land, right? Put this book down. Check this out on YouTube land. And it looked very interesting, right? I went, yeah, I like that, right? I like. So I sought it out, or, found it. It was on Amazon, I think it was, I'm pretty sure Amazon. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but of course it wasn't that much money, right? So, yeah, I can't remember how much, but it was enough that I thought, yeah, I can get that, right? Because I gotta watch my money because I'm poor, right? So, but I bought this. And it stars Peter Sarsgaard and Carey Mulligan as the young girl, right? As she goes to school. Anyway, this guy talks to her outside her school, and she's got a what's she playing now? The bass or something? That thing you put in front of you, the bass thing. She's got that, and it's raining out, so he drives her home. So one thing leads to another, and she starts going out with them places and dates, and he even cons her mother and father into letting her go away for the weekend with them and all that. So I'm thinking, well, what's going on here, right? So, yeah, and I'm thinking, whoa, Academy Award nominations 2009, 3 Best Picture, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay. So yeah, Alfred Molina's in here too. The guy who was in Spider-Man as Dr. Ock. He's in here as her father. I think Rosamund Pike is her mother, and Dominic Cooper is one of Sarsgaard's buddies. He's a character too. But anyway, overall, all said and done, this gets a 7. I enjoyed it. very good movie. I can watch this movie again next year, or who knows when, but yeah. So people, those are the movies I watched this week. Now, see, a couple of weeks ago, right here in Toronto, as you know, I was wearing my winter coat. Going down to Food Basics, the wind's blowing, it's cold and all that stuff. Now we are today now, and this week and tomorrow, no, it's hot. It's hot and it's gonna be humid. I gotta put my air conditioner in. Yeah. So a week ago, you're freezing your ass off, and a week later, you're sweating bullets. Canada. Yeah, Canada. It goes from, I'm cold, to, I'm fucking hot, man. And you know what that is? Yeah. I keep saying it. It's Canada. It's the way it goes. Yeah, the Leafs lost last night to Montreal. Oh. No good, people. Anyway, movie lovers, I hope to be around next week to talk about the movies I watch. Stay safe and keep watching those movies.